This one, I swear to God, pissed me off more than anything else in the entire award thing. This is the worst decision I have ever seen in my life. I don't think this shouldn't have even been a nominee. I shouldn't have even thought that this would have existed. But here we are in 2020. Anything is fucking possible. Oh, what's up, guys? It's AstrottzOfficial, and welcome back. So the American Music Awards went live Sunday night, and I just want to kind of talk my 2 cents into this and things that I agreed with, things I disagreed with, and whatnot. And let's just dive right into this. So we'll start off with Artist of the Year. Your nominees for that was Justin Bieber, Post Malone, Roddy Ricch, Taylor Swift, and The Weeknd. And Taylor Swift ended up winning Artist of the Year.
Oh, hey guys. Thank you so much for this. This is a fan-voted award, which means so much to me.
And in honesty, I didn't expect her to win, but she did have a very phenomenal performance with her Folklore album. It did huge in box sales. It was on Billboard Top 200 on the #1 slot for 13 weeks, which is just phenomenal. I feel like out of them, Post Malone, just because he's just got a lot of clout in the industry. But in my opinion, The Weeknd, man, The Weeknd literally ripped this entire year of music, and that was honestly who I voted for. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the ones that I expected. So the first set of things is The Weeknd took all of soul and R&B. He literally won best male artist, best album with The After Hours, and best song, which was Heartless. Blinding Lights probably was like his comeback, honestly. He had such a huge comeback with Blinding Lights. Nominated for the best song in the pop rock genre, and it was also for favorite music video, and The Weeknd was also nominated for Artist of the Year. I personally think The Weeknd should have took all of those, because those were just some of his best pieces. His best art his best music was right there. To me, I thought The Weeknd was gonna take it all, but at least he took all of soul and R&B. The Social Artist Award went to BTS. This is kind of like a given, honestly. BTS is like the Beatles of 2020. They're number one on not just the US, but globally, in Asia, in Europe, and Australia, all those areas, right? They pretty much took over everything. They're number one globally. They just have a really big support group. If you go back to October, when Jason Derulo and BTS collabed on Savage Love, hit number 1 on Billboard Top 100. And Jason Derulo went on TikTok, went out to this big ass bar, restaurant, whatever you call it. It was in, I think, Los Angeles, and spent $112,000 in paying everybody for meals and whatnot. Paid for everybody, saying thank you guys for making this a possibility. And it pissed off the BTS community because there was no acknowledgement to BTS, and the community just spiraled like crazy. And within 24 hours, Jason Derulo reworded everything on his tweets and whatnot. So that was huge. For adult contemporary, this one I kind of made a guess on just based off of who was making the newest music. This was a really weird combination of things. You had Lewis Capaldi, Jonas Brothers, and Maroon 5. And I voted for the Jonas Brothers. They just have a lot more music that's going out recently, where Maroon 5 is kind of falling on the other side. And to be honest, I've never heard of Lewis Capaldi, so if anyone knows any top songs, like, let me know. So this one, to me, was no surprise. The winner of the best soundtrack was Birds of Prey. They beat out Frozen 2 and Trolls World Tour. I love the movie, and to be honest, one of my people that I collab with, Boy the Entertainers, he reviewed this movie, and I think he gave it really, really good stars. If you want to go see it, I will link that video in the description down below. Phenomenal. The soundtrack was just great. It made you really want to like go out and do some badass shit, versus like other ones where it's just like, oh, it's just kind of there. It's just music just to make it sound a little bit more interesting. But Birds of Prey did a very, 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 very good job with it. So here are some big shocks in my opinion. First off, other than The Weeknd literally looking like a mummy when he went to go get his soul and R&B awards, what really threw me off on some was Harry Styles' Fine Line beat out Folklore by Taylor Swift and After Hours by The Weeknd for favorite album in pop and rock. I don't understand this. I really don't. I'm not a fan of Harry Styles' music. I really preferred when he was in One Direction. But my thing is if you got the Artist of the Year award, why the hell is your album not winning? I loved Folklore. I actually kind of love Folklore as an album more than the After Hours by The Weeknd. But I voted for the After Hours just because you had 4 tracks from that album that were number 10 and above on the Billboard for multiple weeks. And by multiple weeks, I'm talking like 13 or more. And, the favorite song for pop rock, which was Don't Start Now, won over Circles by Post Malone, The Box by Roddy Ricch, and Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. That's where I get thrown off. I think if it was going to be between any of the two, it was going to be Circles and Blinding Lights. And the reason why I say that is Blinding Lights has been on Billboard Top 100 now for 50 weeks. 50, almost a fucking year. It hasn't surpassed anything lower than number 5. It is number 5 on the board right now. Circles, Post Malone. Post Malone's a top artist, so you know a lot of people are going to follow Post Malone. That's where I kind of saw where those two could kind of clash a little. But what really threw me off was Don't Start Now decided to take over. And basically what really threw me off was Don't Start Now just came out of nowhere. It's a song that's only been out now for a few months and just zoomed, cleared 100% up the board. It really threw me off. I'm shocked she didn't win this. Was alternative rock's favorite artist, actually 21 Pilots won. Not that I got anything against 21 Pilots, it's just Billie Eilish just was launching music out like crazy this year, and 21 Pilots only released one single ever since they released Trenches back in 2018. So you just have all of this crazy nonsense of people that are just bringing out just amazing music, and then all of a sudden just it gets slapped across the face with one single that comes out. It is what it is. It's the people's music industry taste, and people are going to support their favorite artists. That's just what it goes down to. This one, I swear to God, pissed me off more than anything else in the entire award thing. This is the worst decision I have ever seen in my life. I don't think this shouldn't have even been a nominee. I shouldn't have even thought that this would have existed. But here we are in 2020, anything is fucking possible. EDM, electronic dance music, the top artist that won the award and brought that home is not Marshmello, not Kygo, but Lady Gaga. It infuriates me. As somebody who grew up in the EDM culture, I don't see how somebody who gets nominated for vocal samples and vocal samples alone takes it. This is where it irritates me. I personally voted for Kygo. I think Kygo has done a lot of phenomenal pop culture remixes lately, and his music has just been starting to hit what I like to call radio culture, which is basically what is in the now that you're going to go tune onto the radio and that's what you're going to hear. That changes all the time. You know, you go from the early 2000s when you heard Linkin Park on like pop stations. You flip it over a few more years later and now all of a sudden you got Sean Kingston and Jason Derulo. Into 2012, and you had Skrillex and Deadmau5. You know, EDM was really starting to bring a thing, specifically dubstep. And then all of a sudden here in 2020, you have underground EDM starting to kind of make a rise in the radio culture. The irritating part about all of this is that Lady Gaga is only considered EDM music is because it plays in clubs. That's it. There's no DJing behind it. There's no remixing behind it. And I might be a little biased on this as a festival goer, but it does kind of slap me in the face when you want to bring artists like Marshmello and Kygo into a nominee for this, but then have them. Lady Gaga doesn't make great music. It shouldn't have been in this genre, and that's the part that kind of spurks me and kind of makes me like clench my fist a little. It's like, how do you do that? How do they even line up in nominees? And so I even went and I was looking up like Lady Gaga songs. Her song 911 that came out 2 months ago, very, very, very poppy. It's dancey, but it's not the EDM that they were trying to compete with nominations. So I think by a radio culture default, it was gonna bring it to her attention anyway. I just didn't want to believe it. But here I am watching it. Those were some of my biggest expected moments. Those were some of my biggest shock moments. What do you guys think about the American Music Awards? Did you think that it was correct? Do you think that they deserve these particular awards? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. It really does help support me. And don't forget, guys, Replay Shuffle is coming out December 5th for the month of November. So there might be a little bit of AMA in there. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell right next to it, so that way you guys know when I'm releasing new content. Guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go try to jam out to some Lady Gaga now, because apparently she's the best EDM artist ever. Peace.